In this question here, we're going to look at a perimeter question, again with the twist, where we have one side that we're not using. So we have 80 meters of fencing. That's going to be for my isolating equation. My isolating equation is always the one with an answer. So we have three sides, but they're using the side of the house as one side. So we don't need a fence along this side. So I have a width, and a length. So my perimeter all the way around is going to be a width plus a length plus a width. So my isolating equation is going to be width plus length plus width equal to 80, or 2 width plus length equals 80. Now it's called an isolating equation because I want to get one of my variables isolated to substitute into the substituting equation. So length is the easiest one to get by itself. Now let's look at my substituting equation. That's always the one that has the max in it. So it says what dimensions give a max area? So maximum area. Area is length times width. So my maximum area is going to be length, but instead of length, I'm going to use 80 minus 2w, and I'll multiply that by the width. So distributing this in, my maximum area is going to be 80w minus 2w squared. Or rearranging it with my x squared first, it'll be negative 2w squared plus 80w. So this is what I want to complete the square for. So to complete the square, I'm going to factor out my negative 2. Negative 2w squared divided by negative 2 is w squared. 80w divided by negative 2 is negative 40w, and leave myself some space. So in my grid, I'll put w squared here, and I'll take my negative 40w and divide it into 2 equal pieces. So let's look at how this factors. So in this row here, I have a w. In this row here, my GCF is, or column, is a w. W times w is w squared. So here to get a negative 20, I have to multiply negative 20 by w to get negative 20w. Over here, w times negative 20 gives us negative 20w. And negative 20 times negative 20 is positive 400. So 400 will complete the square. So I will add 400, and I will also subtract 400, because 400 take away 400 is 0. You can add 0 to any expression without changing its value. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's finish this off now. I now have a perfect square trinomial right here, and I know it factors as w minus 20 times w minus 20. So that means that my maximum is negative 2 w minus 20 squared. But I do have that negative 40 inside the brackets that I have to contend with. So I'm going to take negative 2 times negative 400 and take it out. So negative 2 times negative 400 is positive 800. So now that I've completed the square, let's state our vertex. So opposite on the inside, which is 20, straight up on the outside, which is my 800. So in terms of my vertex, the y-coordinate of my vertex, or q-coordinate, is what the max or min is. The x-coordinate, or p-coordinate, is when my max or min occurs. So in this scenario here, what is the area? So I know that my maximum area is equal to 800 meters squared. Now when does it occur? Well, if look back in your equation, you had a whole bunch of w's, because it occurs when the width is 20 meters. Let's go up here and figure out what the length is that goes with it. So length is 80 minus 2w. So length is 80 minus 2 times my w. So length is 80 minus 40, which is just 40. So we'll go down here and record that the length is 40 meters. Now let's look at that question all together and see if we answered it. It said, what dimensions will give the maximum area? So these are the dimensions that will give this maximum area.